Hello, my beautiful Capricorns. Hello, hello. Welcome in if you're new. Welcome back if you've been here before. Excuse me, nothing wrong with my voice before I started recording. Sometimes when I get into channeling mode, it affects my throat chakra. So sorry about that. Okay, Capricorn, we are going to be looking at June, July, August, the next 3 months, the upcoming 3 months. This is right after that full blue moon in Sagittarius on the 31st of May, rolling right into, for me, the summer months of June, July, and August for those in the U.S. And in the Northern Hemisphere. But, I mean, wherever you are, it's fine. Whatever June, July, August are for you, that's great. So this is a collective reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates for you and leave the rest. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, Capricorns. You give me a lot of love on this channel. I am only 5 away from 800 subscribers, so if you're not subscribed and you like my style of reading, please subscribe. It would help me out greatly. Okay, so because you're an earth sign, we're using for your oracle the overview of June, July, August, The Earth Magic by Stephen D. Farmer. And then I'm going to pull I've got an animal oracle pulled for the end of the reading. We're going to be looking at money, career, and finances with the gold foil deck, and then home, family, and relationships with the angel wisdom deck. So let's get right into it, Capricorns. The card from the Earth Magic Oracle is Island, Solitude. Island, Solitude. Look at that beautiful, beautiful imagery. That tree always reminds me of lavender. Of course, lavenders are not trees, but the purple of it, right? The reflection in the water also has a lot of purple. Purple is connected to your crown chakra, right? So connecting, meditating, going within, taking some time for you. You need to take some time for solitude, preferably in silence. Spend the morning, afternoon, or even the entire day by yourself, Capricorns. That doesn't mean, excuse me, that doesn't mean watching movies, scrolling through Instagram and TikTok. That means silence, just listening for the messages and the thoughts and feelings that come through, right? Spend the day by yourself, completely unplanned and unstructured. The excuse me, the bombardment of your senses by the noise and intensity of society leaves you on alert far more than is necessary. The vibration of millions of people's worries and fears throughout the world can impinge upon you and greatly affect you if you do not honor your need to pull back from time to time. So this card is not saying, or this message is not saying to never be out there. But what it's saying is you need to plan and take some time to be in silence by yourself. When you have passed through any self-constructed barriers to enjoying the quiet peace of solitude, it will serve you best if you simply observe the thoughts and emotions that pass through you. Right. Which is what Spirit was saying through me, is like, just be in the silence and let things flow. Let your thoughts flow. Let your emotions flow. Tune into your body, right? Okay, let me see. It will serve you best if you simply observe the thoughts and emotions that pass through you, especially those that cause shortness of breath or a quickening of the heartbeat. Remember that isolation is experienced not by choice, but out of fear. When you decide to spend time with yourself in solitude, however, you are choosing to once again find and connect with who you really are. So solitude and isolation are two different things, right? Isolation is when it's not on purpose, right? Isolation is when you feel isolated by everyone around you, family, friends, etc. Solitude is when you make the choice to be alone for a certain amount of time, Capricorns, okay? So remember, there is a difference. They're not talking about a bad feeling of isolation. They're talking about a good feeling of stepping away from all the noise and chatter. Okay? All right, we're going to face the camera down as I pull the tarot for the next part of your reading. Okay, my lovelies. So going with the gold foil, we're going to be looking at money, career, and finances first. And we'll see what the tarot has to add to your Island Solitude card. You may, whoops, that one didn't want to go back in. Hermit, oh my gosh. Another message about going within, about meditating, about being alone. So literally so that you can connect. So that you can connect with your soul. Wow, it's going to lead to, so Six of Swords. Okay, so this is money, 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 money and career and finances. Okay, those are the three that they want. All right, so let's look at these. Money, career, and finances. You really need to think about where you're spending your money, how much you're saving, what's going into your 401k, what are you spending, right? You need to take some time and really think about that. This is card number 9, which is accomplishment. So what have you been able to achieve financially, right? What is going on with your career? You need to take some time. There was 633 on the camera clock as I started to say that. Are you in a job that's fulfilling, right? Is it time for a change? You need to take some time for reflection about your career, your money, and your finances. And this is right after we have the solitude message, right? Okay, so 6 of Swords is next. Swords are communication, words, thoughts. Now, this is a person who is trying to go to a new place, trying to go to a brighter place, but all these swords of negative thoughts, negative words, and negative conversations are in the boat with him or her. You can't have a new beginning if you're dragging everything with you. 6s are harmony, but you're not going to find harmony while you are perseverating on the negative, okay? So when you go into hermit mode, when you go into solitude, you need to shed any negative thoughts about your job, your career, your savings, your spend, all that stuff, right? You need to get that out of the way so that you can start something new. Now, when you get rid of that, they're saying when you slough off, right, the negative thoughts, feelings, words, conversations, you will get to your 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is abundance in love, nurturing, comfort, joy. I often call the 10 of Cups card the comfort and joy card. So once you get your plan, I'm hearing, so your plan for either saving, paying off debt, getting grounded in that, getting to work, getting busy on that, you are going to get to that place. Now remember, this is June, July, and August. So by August, you should have a really good feeling about your finances and what's going on there. Sorry, I don't mean to say I noticed that when I was listening back. I'm like, ooh, Lisa, you gotta stop doing that. So yeah, so going within, right? Releasing any negative thoughts you have about your career or finances, right? Releasing all of that. Moving on to a better place with that 6 of Swords so that you can get to that comfortable feeling of, okay, my job is good, my savings are good, my investments are good, my spending is under control, I'm getting things paid off. Now I'm going to ask my Gilded Tarot if there's anything else, any other messages they have about your career, money, and finances for June, July, August, my beautiful Capricorns. Let's see if there's anything else that Spirit wants you to know. Okay, 3 cards, really? All right. They just jumped right out at once. Okay, so let's see. The first one out, Knight of Wands, okay? This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. Knights are forward action. So moving forward with your finances. and your career. So doing something that you are passionate about is kind of the key here that I'm hearing. So if right now you're, hold on, let me move this just a tad. So if right now your career is not fulfilling to you, it could be the time that you meditate on that and figure out if you're going to keep it. You have another 6. This is the 6 of Cups. Cups being love, nurturing, and emotion, right? So 6s are nostalgia. This is thinking back to a time when things may have been a little bit better than they are now in your career and finances. The key is not to dwell on it, right? Because that gets you into that 6 of Swords energy. You don't want to dwell on, well, if I just could turn back the hands, maybe if I didn't spend so much money, if I didn't run up my credit cards, or if I had taken that other job instead of this one, that isn't going to help you, right? And now you have the 4 of Pentacles. This is what you keep and what you give. Pentacles are literally your money, but it's also your effort, your energy, what you put into something, right? So you need to decide what to keep and what to give. So this is a hint about looking at your savings, investments, and expenditures, right? So what are you, there's nowhere to put that. So what is your spending looking like, Capricorns? Do you have it under control? June, July, August. This is the time to go within, to figure out your career and your finances, get everything under control. So when we look at these last 2 cards, right? The 10 of Cups, which is pure happiness, comfort, and joy, because you've gotten under control what you keep and what you give, what you save and what you spend, right? So that's the key here for June, July, and August is that. Wow, nice. Okay, now we are going to move on to the home, family, relationships, friendships portion of the reading and see what the message is there. Using the Angel Wisdom cards by Radley Valentine, we're going to see what the message is about home, family, and relationships. All right. Okay, Spirit. So what do you have for my Capricorns for the months of June, July, and August regarding home, family, friendships, partnerships, relationships? I don't really do love readings because there are a lot of readers that just do. In fact, I've stopped following a couple because all they do is romance readings. I'm like, that can change on a dime. Like, you can meet a different person and your love reading can be different from one day to the next. The energies of people interacting together change every hour of the day pretty much. So I don't typically do them. But if it comes up, I will talk about it. But I don't set out to do romance readings. Excuse me. Okay, so first we have the 7 of Swords. That is a fox in the hen house. Fox in the hen house, Capricorn. So someone that you need to look out for, be on the lookout for, June, July, August. Somebody that may try to take advantage of you with magic words. I don't know why they're giving me that. And then, what is this? The 9 of Swords. That's worry and anxiety. Okay, so some of you may be in a partnership, relationship, friendship, or it could be a family member that's keeping you up at night, right? You feel like, I'm getting the feeling of adult children, right? Because even though they leave the nest, as parents, we never stop worrying about them. I feel like some of you Capricorns have somebody in your family that you're really worried about. It could also be a sibling, child or sibling, that's you're worried about because you feel like they're being taken advantage of and you feel powerless to do anything about it. Wow, well, if you're going through that, my heart goes out to you. The Magician. The power to change it. Okay. Sometimes that's really hard. It's hard to have influence over our adult children. They don't want to listen to us once they become adults because they think they know better than we do. Okay. I feel like they want another card for some reason. So yeah, it feels like June, July, August, you're going to see either a sibling. It could also be a good friend. I feel strongly that it's either an adult child or a good friend, Capricorns, that you see that someone is taking advantage of them and you want to help change the situation. And that could be, okay, I guess they don't want another one. It felt like maybe I need to go to the other deck. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's see. The meanings that were channeled by Radley Valentine are on these cards. So, a loss of peace of mind or personal freedom. Take caution and be aware of others' actions, right? A material loss. Make sure you are being honest with yourself. Embarrassing secrets. Yeah, there's someone that's close to you, right? Adult child, sibling, or a close friend. You see this happening and you just don't know what to do about it. And this Nine of Swords keeping you up. This is unfounded fear. So everybody has to go through their own path in life and their own challenges. And this, you having fear about this for another person is probably not going to solve the situation or resolve it, right? Expecting the worst, thus creating self-fulfilling prophecies, allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the situation, sleepless nights, refocus, okay? So we just have to remember, if this is an adult, there's not much that we can do. We can talk to them, we can be there for them, we can comfort them, but they're the ones that are going to have to make the choice, right? And both of these are facing toward the Magician, right? This is all for the power of all four suits in your hands, right? Wands, Pentacles, Cups, and Wands, Pentacles, Cups, and Swords. Magic is alive in your life. What you need to be a success will manifest. If you believe it, you can do it. So I feel like this has to do with not getting too wrapped up in this other person's challenge, right? It could be you, but I just don't feel it, Capricorns. I feel like either you're seeing a good friend, being taken advantage by a girlfriend or boyfriend or somebody, they're believing somebody's lies, and you're just like, oh my gosh, how can I help this person without alienating them, right? And you can, with your magical magician powers, you can send positive energy, you can send love, you can send protection, right? You can place an outward facing mirror around that person. I often have done that when it comes to dealing with people that are difficult, where I place an outward facing mirror all around my body, so anything that's projected at me will bounce back to them. Yeah, okay. Anything else? Okay, Two of Pentacles. That's choice and balance. So you need to balance out how much time and energy you're giving to that situation about that other person, right? Because if you get wrapped up in it and you have so much empathy, you're taking on those feelings, right? Another Two of Cups, more balance, choice, and partnership. Okay. Usually that Two of Cups is a good card. So, there could be two separate messages here. Okay. Let's see. So, asking to build on this, right? I mean, you have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. So now I feel like this is about somebody else in your life, right? And this is about you. Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Choice, balance, partnership. Balancing the masculine and feminine. Their third eyes are glowing. Cups are emotion, right? Pentacles are time, energy, money, right? And there's a choice. This is big choice, right? Two twos. And then you have the Page of Swords. This is literally a message from your ancestors and guides trying to get to you, right? And it could be a message of, you need to focus on what's going on for you so you make the right choices and balance things out. Also, we had that message about how much time and effort you're giving to this other person's situation. Cappies, I would love to know how this resonates. Give me an emoji or say, yes, this makes sense. Let me know. It's the only validation that a YouTube reader can get is by comments, right? So well, let's just recap. Island solitude. Remember, you need to spend some time in solitude with yourself, with just your thoughts and emotions. And then all of this money stuff, right? Getting your money under control, trying to go to a new place with your money, but carrying old thoughts and patterns with you. But in order to get to the Ten of Cups, Four of Pentacles energy, you need to get rid of the negativity when it comes to money. This, you need to figure out how much time and effort you're willing to give to the other person, because you really need to be putting effort on your own path, right? Your animal oracle is elk nobility. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. Yeah. The Magician and the Elk. Your ability to conquer challenges, Capricorns, is limitless. Okay. Well, June, July, and August are coming. You may want to come back and look at this mid-July, in between, just to see if these messages now resonate, because I know it's right at the beginning of those 3 months. But man, thank you so much, Capricorns. I love and appreciate all of you. Peace and kindness every single day.